refugee center with the focus of helping refugees to be self-sufficient, moving away from the concept of handout assistance. The program is currently running on 3 phases. It's helping refugees with small business grants, helping refugees to translate and evaluate their qualification, and the program also for the skills training concept. But for the 2013, we are only focusing on the small business and translation and evaluation of qualification, with a view of making sure that all refugees who've got professional qualification from country of origin are able to translate their degrees, national diplomas, in order to compete at the job market when they arrive in South Africa. And the business environment is to make sure those who are unable to seek employment, who have a business idea, are able to initiate their small business program in order to be able to put food on the table and pay their own rent, and stop coming to the office to ask for rent and food. This is to bring back the dignity of refugee population in Western Cape and in South Africa.
So welcome to the Self-Reliance Program and the Business Assistance of CTRC. This is your first orientation session, and today we're going to, like Nick said, discuss everything that you need to know about the business process and assistance. So these are the 5 steps of the business assistance. The first one is the information session, which is today, which is basically everything we tell you, any questions you have, just to clarify everything before we move ahead. After today, we will assign a pre-interview, which will be a one-on-one with either myself or Nick, and you will sit there and discuss everything about your business and your paperwork, and then we'll give you application, and after you complete the application, we will conduct a site visit, and after the site visit is conducted, we will select people for business training, and after the business training has been done, we will let you know if you're approved or not. So those are the steps of the business. So today, this is the information session. Just so you know that this does not guarantee assistance. This is the first step of a very long process, and the objective is that so we can make sure that you're able to provide food for you and your family. And also, this is not a handout. This is to make sure that you're self-reliant, that you're relying on yourself, that you're self-sufficient, and you don't need to come back to CTRC. About 60 people applied just for this session, and our budget is to help 11 people with the amount of money we have. Last session we were able to assist 20 people just because we were able to move things around, and we're going to try our best to do the same this session, but we don't have that much money with our funds, so that's why we can't help all the 60 people that apply. For example, if you are able to work right now, or your spouse works and you can provide food for your family, yourself, you have a home, and then we have somebody who can't do any of those things, we're more likely to help that person because they're not on the same level as you. Does that make sense to everybody? So we're trying to help those who are most in need, that need assistance. That doesn't mean that you're automatically disqualified if you have a job or not. It's just saying that we're trying to help those most in need. And what we're looking for is someone who understands the business concept. So if you come in for your interview, you don't know what you want to do, you don't know how you're going to run it, where you're going to run it. If you don't understand the idea of a business, we're less likely to assist you because we're trying to invest our money in somebody who does understand it. And we will assign interview times today at the end of this meeting. Okay. So in your interview, what you have to bring is proper documentations, which is all the documents you guys brought in today, like your refugee or asylum status. That has to be up to date. If it is expired, we cannot see you. You have to go to Home Affairs, update it. So just make sure you have proper documentation. And if you don't, let us know and we can refer you to the right person. And then after that, you also need to bring in proper quotations from the supplier. For example, if you want to have African art, if you want to sell African art, you have to bring the quotations for the materials you want to us from the person you're going to buy them, so that we know what exactly you want and how much it is from the beginning of the process. You also have to bring a lease agreement, which means if you are going to operate on Cam's Bay, for example, you have to bring in the document that says you are legally working there, you are legally selling there, so you have to bring in that. Even if it's not typed or proper documentation, somebody can handwrite it and sign it, the person that you're leasing from, because we know that a lot of places don't give you exact lease agreements. And also a license to operate. This means that you have to be legally selling them, so you can't just... I know there's a lot of stands where people sell and then as soon as the police come, they pack up and run. This can't be something like that. It has to be legal. Okay, and in your interview, you must be truthful. So if we ask you, have you been assisted by CTRC before for rent or school education or school fees for your children, and you tell us no, and we go back in your files and we see that you were assisted in 2010, you were assisted in 2009, that means you're not truthful with us. So we need you to be honest with us, and we'll be honest with you. So right now I'm going to stop for 5 minutes and see if anybody has any questions. One thing about the pre-interview and the application is you must be able to read and write in English. I know a lot of people have difficulty in that because English is maybe a second, third, or even fourth language, but because we want to think ahead, and we will select people to send to business training, and if you can't read and write in English, you can't attend business training. So there's no point in doing a site visit because the business course will be in English. So if your teacher or your professor asks you to complete an assignment in that course and you cannot because you can't read and write in English, that's not going to be beneficial to you or us in spending that money. So that's why we're trying to make sure to find out if you can at that application process. And if you can't read and write in English, we will refer you to some, like Scalabrini or someone like that who can help you with English courses. And once you have completed those English courses, we'll ask you to come back for business assistance. Okay, so after you have given us your application, we will call you and conduct a site visit. This means you must be available on the time we give you. And we'll call you and say, we're going to come by Wednesday at 10 a.m. to your site, to where you're going to operate your business. You must be there, because otherwise we're just wasting our time. And after we have attended your site and we have seen everything, we've gone all through your paperwork, we've done your evaluation, we will select people to attend to business training. And we cannot approve your application if you don't go to business training. This happened to us last session. We really wanted to help this guy, but he didn't attend business training, so we couldn't approve him just because he didn't go. He made it all the way there. He didn't go to business training. We weren't able to help him. And we pay for the business training classes. It's about 2,000 Rand per person. So if we send 25 people, that kind of adds up. So we want to make sure our money is well spent. And also, attending business training does not mean you're approved for assistance. Business training does help you in giving you that certificate saying you completed this course, you have knowledge in business, you can run your own business, but that does not guarantee that we are going to assist you. And then once we have received your report back from your professor at JobStart for the business training, we will go through every note she said, everything you said, and then based on that and everything you've said before in your application, we will select those who we want to approve. And also, just to give you guys like a word of advice, the best way to be approved is to have positive energy and positive attitude, because if you're not excited about this, if you're not positive, and then it shows us that you don't care as much. So just one thing, and then we are done with the PowerPoint.
Hi guys, my name is Nick. I'm an intern here from Canada. I'm working with the Cape Town Refugee Center at the Self-Reliance Department. I think the Self-Reliance is a really important program that CTRC did put in place, because it helps the refugee to be self-reliant. That means the refugee can be able to build their own business, and then be able to make money for themselves, for their family, and not always come to CTRC to seek for help with rent or help with tuitions. So I believe it's a real nice program, and as my supervisor said, they've been doing this for a little while, and CTRC had helped about 200 refugees, and today they're all doing good with their own business. So I truly believe we should keep it up with this program, and also even gonna say we should give more funds to this program, because I think that's the only way we're gonna make the refugees to be able to sustain themselves and make room for all the refugees that are coming in South Africa or are coming to the CTRC. Because if we're still helping the same people over and over, we cannot make rooms for newcomers. Thank you.
Ask the question almost. No, I can't just talk, so.
You can talk. It's okay.
No, everybody's.
Okay, so can you please tell me your name, where you're from, and how long you've been in Cape Town?
Oh, I'm Mahiz Matala. I've been here, I think, 18 years now. In Cape Town.
And where are you from?
I'm from Congo, Brazzaville.
Okay, and what kind of business do you do?
Hairdressing.
And how long have you been doing hairdressing for?
6 years now.
So what would you say, how can CTRC assist you?
Just to upgrade it more, because there's been like an accident there, a fire, so everything was burned. So actually there's nothing left there at all.
And what does it mean to you to be self-sufficient or self-reliant?
It's good, it's good. It's just like freedom, you know, it's good to look after like yourself. And yet to like have a job, it's not easy at all.
Okay.